Welcome back to Anything You Want, the place where the brightest stars and the deepest emotions of Turkish celebrity life collide. If you love following the twists, turns, and truths behind the headlines, make sure you hit subscribe, tap like, and press join to help our channel keep uncovering the stories that move millions. Now, let's dive into the storm that has everyone talking. The shocking statement that reignited one of Turkey's most captivating love stories. The calm of Turkish television was shattered when Alp Navruz representative, the very person meant to protect his image, dropped a comment that ricocheted through every newsfeed and newsroom. The message was short, sharp, and devastating. Alp has started a relationship he will regret. In just 9 words, the agent turned whispers into headlines and headlines into hysteria. Fans, journalists, and insiders alike were left stunned. What did he mean? Was it a warning? A reflection of private turmoil? Or perhaps a message aimed at someone in particular, someone whose name had long been intertwined with Alp's own, Alina. Their story began not in secrecy, but under the warm glow of the studio lights. A New Year's special first paired them together, a skit, a few shared laughs, and an undeniable electricity that drew audiences in instantly. Weeks later, the chemistry spilled beyond the screen when they fronted a high-end fashion campaign together. Every look they exchanged seemed to tell its own story. Fans noticed the easy laughter, the brief touches, the kind of connection that can't be scripted. Before long, whispers of romance turned into confident affirmations. Turkey's entertainment world had a new couple, poised, talented, and beautifully unpredictable. Yet, as fame often does, it complicated what began so naturally. Endless interviews, packed filming schedules, and mounting public pressure began to strain their quiet harmony. Eventually, they drifted apart, parting ways without bitterness, just exhaustion. In the aftermath, both stars chose very different paths. Alina, luminous yet fiercely private, explored new roles and relationships, one of which, with filmmaker and entrepreneur Virgin, dominated gossip columns for weeks. Alp Navruz, on the other hand, retreated from the noise. He found refuge in his discipline, early mornings, long shoots, and quiet evenings at the gym. His silence became his armor, his career his redemption. Time moved on. Fans adjusted. The story, though quietly archived, never really vanished. Months passed, and then, the hints began to appear. A blurry photo here, a reflection there. A playlist with songs about second chances. A coffee cup seen twice in 2 different stories. A scarf that seemed to travel between airports. Fans, ever observant, began piecing the puzzle together. Had the love that once burned so brightly rekindled? Could fate be offering them a second act? Optimism spread through the fandom like sunlight after rain. Memes, edits, and comments filled timelines with hope. Maybe they found their way back. But then came the blow. When Alp's representative publicly declared, "Alp has started a relationship he will regret," and followed it with, "He's a noble man, but sometimes his heart clouds his reason," the internet erupted. Across social media, that single statement echoed endlessly. It was dissected, translated, and debated from Istanbul to Buenos Aires. Some took it as a thinly veiled swipe at Alina, suggesting that their reunion was doomed. Others believed it was an impulsive outburst, frustration leaking through the cracks of professionalism. Either way, the impact was seismic. Supporters of Alp flooded comment sections with sympathy, defending his right to privacy. "Let him love who he wants," wrote one fan. We all make mistakes, but that's how we grow. Meanwhile, Alina's defenders were quick to rally. She deserves respect, one post read. No woman should be blamed for someone else's confusion. Hashtags trended across multiple countries, hashtag respect for Alina, hashtag let Alp be happy, hashtag love or mistake. Within hours, it was impossible to scroll through a timeline without seeing their names. The internet had taken sides, turning a few cryptic sentences into a digital battlefield. Sources close to both actors suggest that the truth is far less dramatic than the headlines imply, yet no less emotional. They've been through misunderstandings, one insider revealed, but there's still affection there. It's not about starting over, it's about continuing something that never truly ended. Still, the representative's words changed everything. Even if unintentionally, they cast a shadow over a connection fans had just begun to believe in again. Through it all, Alp Navruz maintained his composure. No statement, no denial, no retaliation, only silence. Alina, however, made her move with a single Instagram post. Nothing is what it seems. No tags. No context. Just a single, cutting line that carried more power than any press release could. The post detonated across platforms. Was it directed at her former partner's representative? At Alp himself? Or was it simply her way of saying that appearances deceive, that truth hides between the lines? On X, a viewer from Madrid wrote, "Love finds its way when people step back." Another from Buenos Aires countered, "Agents don't talk like that without a reason." Opinions collided in real time, transforming the internet into a courtroom of speculation. People who had never watched a single Turkish series suddenly knew their names. That's the reach of fame, and the danger of words that travel faster than intent. The commotion has even reached the production floors. Some producers reportedly worry that the noise might overshadow Alp's new project, a role said to challenge him in ways audiences have never seen. For weeks, the focus was on his transformation, his preparation, his dedication. Now, all the talk circles back to one thing, his heart. Public image experts describe this as the eternal double-edged sword of celebrity life. Romantic intrigue brings attention, but too much attention can eclipse artistry. Audiences love drama until it feels too real, one media analyst noted. Then they start questioning whether they're watching a show or a confession. Those who truly know Alp say he isn't angry, only weary. "He's tired of echoes," said one longtime friend. "He wants to focus on the work. He wants peace." As for Alina, her silence has been deliberate. She has chosen poise over participation. Her fans call it strength. Her critics call it strategy. Whatever it is, she seems unshaken. In the corridors of production companies, whispers persist, perhaps this isn't the end. Maybe their story, with all its scars and songs, still has another scene waiting to unfold. After all, not every ending is final. And so, the eyes of millions remained fixed on two people who once lit up a screen and, perhaps unintentionally, continue to light up the public imagination. Every caption, every interview, every outfit becomes a code to be cracked. Fans line up screenshots, analyze time zones, and wonder, is this heartbreak, or simply another act in an ongoing play? What do you think, dear viewers? Is this the rekindling of a love story or the unraveling of one? Should agents ever step into the private realm of the stars they represent? Share your thoughts below. Your voice keeps our discussions alive. Thank you for joining us for this in-depth look at a saga that blends love, loyalty, and the unbearable brightness of fame. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Anything You Want. And if you want to take your support even further, tap the join button, because together, we turn gossip into insight and headlines into human stories. Until next time, this is Anything You Want, where every secret has a heartbeat and every story finds its light.